over to you, Sally, who is going to talk to us about how ambitious are the councils and what she's learned from her great survey she's been working on. So over to you, Sally.
Okay, thanks, Nicola. So I'm Sally Barnard and I'm the main SECA coordinator, and I've been involved in this SECA Council survey. I'll just share my screen. Here we go. Hold on. So Francesca and I are going to have a look at step change in our local councils. How are our councils doing? What would step change actually look like, and what's needed to make it happen? I'm going to take a quick look from a public viewpoint, and Francesca will look at it from a council view. So there's a quick snapshot of the SECA survey, and you can find that on the council page on our website. I think we've put a link up already. It looks at all the councils in the SECA area, and it's mainly what can be found from their websites, plus other feedback we've had. These are some of the issues that it covers. I'll quickly buzz through this, but have a look. And it mainly just gives you a broad feel for what's going on. It's quite an informal survey. So how do things look? Here's a chart. This shows you the whether councils have published a climate action plan yet. And actually this is good news. This is looking at action plans for council operations. And as you can see, nearly every council has now produced an action plan for their own operations, and most are aiming for 2030. But as you know, that's the easy bit. Here's the tough bit. This is the number of councils who've produced action plans for their whole area. That's 98% of the emissions, and that's a huge task, and a lot of it, as you know, is outside the direct control of the council. But there has been progress with this, and more councils are recognising some responsibility for leading on it. But in my view, step change would look like this, that it would mean the government actually giving councils a duty to take the lead on their area-wide emissions and aiming for the new UK target at least of 78% reduction by 2035. Moving on, here's some data about council websites. On the left is whether councils actually mention climate on their homepage, and on the right is there a climate page of any sort? And that's progress in the last 6 months. So you can see both of those are going up. So there is steady progress. So I just go back to home pages. Here's an example of what a lot of home pages look like at the moment. All about coronavirus, and communication teams have been hard at work with coronavirus. Here's a step change. Surrey Heath, that's their homepage. What can you do to help tackle climate change? Right on their homepage. More on websites. There'd be clear information about how to get involved, actions residents can take. This is Planet Woking, which is an initiative from Woking Borough Council, worth a look. Climate action plans would be very clear, and residents would see how they fit into it. This is the one from Basingstoke and Dean, but there are examples out there which do this very well. There'd be regular reporting back to residents on progress on emissions reduction. This is from Gresham Council. They've done an annual report which is really well represented. And we know all this. There'd be lots of community engagement from the council, climate assemblies, conferences, working with us to get projects going, enabling local projects. Here's a great example of a newsletter. This is from Francesca's team, Ada and Worthing, which really makes you feel involved when you read it. An example of community engagement from Eastbourne. This is the Eco Action Network that's supported by the borough council. And we all know this, we would see council pension funds divested, big projects would be starting to come online, heat networks, solar arrays, planning decisions would make climate sense to the public around new builds, roads, airport expansion. And climate action would flow and be enabled at every level. That's what I would like to see, from government to local authorities to communities. But at the moment, councils, it feels like they're having to work against the flow. And I think Francesca's going to talk some more about this. There's been 2 recent reports come out that we'll put some links up to, which give their thoughts on what councils actually need to make for this flow to happen. So these are really worth a look. So I'd say we need to get behind our local councils and push for government to give them help with this. Thanks very much.